Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. So this video is part 17 of the MCQ series of all sciences, biology, chemistry, and physics. So if you're studying for an upcoming exams that involve science questions, this video will benefit you. So without further ado, let's start off with the first question. Fiber optic cables used in communication works on the principle of blank. So which principle does fiber optic cable work in? So is the principle regular reflection of light, diffuse reflection of light, refraction of light, or total internal reflection of light? And the right answer here is total internal reflection of light. The optical fiber is a device which works on the principle of total internal reflection, by which light signals can be transmitted from one place to another with a negligible loss of energy. Next, emulsification is. So what is emulsification? Is it breaking fats into small globules, digestion of fats, absorption of fats, or storage of fats? So emulsification is breaking fats into smaller globules. Emulsification is the process of increasing the surface area of fats in the small intestine by grouping them into small clusters. This is the responsibility of bile, a liquid created by the liver and stored in the gallbladder. So again, emulsification is where the fat is broken down into smaller pieces to increase the surface area. Next, Spirogyria is. So what is spirogyria? Is it an algae, a fungi, a protozoa, or a bacteria? So Spirogyra is an algae. Spirogyra is a member of a genus of around 400 species of free-floating green algae that is found in freshwater environments around the world. So Spirogyra is a classification of genus which includes algae, specifically green algae, that are found in freshwater environments. Next, plastic that can resist fire is. So what type of plastic can resist fire? Is it bakelite, melamine, PVC, or Duraplast? And the right answer here is melamine. Melamine is an organic compound that is often combined with formaldehyde to produce melamine resin, a synthetic polymer that is fire resistant and heat tolerant. Next, amoeba belongs to. So where does amoeba belong? Is it an algae, a fungi, a protozoa, or a virus? And the right answer here is protozoa. An amoeba is a highly motile eukaryotic unicellular organism, typically belonging in the kingdom of protozoa. The protozoa kingdom contains all single-celled organisms, which means eukaryotes. So, amoeba are protozoa. Next, taxonomy is a science that deals with. So what does taxonomy deal with? Is it the science of morphology, anatomy, classification, or economic uses? And the right answer here is classification. In simple words, the definition of taxonomy is the branch of science that deals primarily with the description, identification, nomenclature, and classifications of organism. It is essential to classify living organisms into different groups and subgroups. Moving on, name the resin which produces spark. So which of these resins produce spark? Is it gum, amber, both gum and amber, or none? And the right answer here is amber. Amber is a fossilized tree resin that has been appreciated for its color and natural beauty since Neolithic times. An American scientist, Benjamin Franklin, established that sparks produced by ambers are similar to those produced in the sky during a thunderstorm. Moving on. Who is the founder of quantum theory of radiation? Is it Albert Einstein, Niels Bohr, Max Planck, or S.N. Bose? And the right answer here is Max Planck. German physicist Max Planck published his groundbreaking study of the effect of radiation on black-body substance, and the quantum theory of modern physics was born. What is quantum theory? Well, the smallest amount of energy that can be emitted or absorbed in the form of electromagnetic radiation is known as quantum. So the energy of the radiation absorbed or emitted is directly proportional to the frequency of the radiation. And this was the theory that was founded by the German physicist Max Planck. Moving on. Which of the following is obtained from coal tar? Is it petrol, coke, air, or naphthalene balls? And the right answer here is naphthalene balls. Naphthalene is used to make mothballs, PVC, insecticides, dyes, and deodorant blocks. Naphthalene is flammable and potentially explosive. Hence, naphthalene balls are obtained from coal tar. Moving on. The most reactive metal is. So, out of these options, which is the most reactive metal? Is it iron, gold, zinc, or potassium? And the right answer here is potassium. As potassium is larger than the other options in size, the potassium's valence electron is at a greater distance from the attractive nucleus, and therefore it is removed more easily than other valence electrons, as it requires less energy and can be said to be more reactive. Remember, reactive metals have a greater tendency to lose electrons and form positive ions. Moving on. The kitchen of the cell is called. So, which part of the cell is known as the kitchen of the cell? Is it the cell wall, the nucleus, the vacuoles, or plastids? And the right answer here is plastids. Chloroplast is plastid containing green pigment called chlorophyll. This pigment helps the cell to prepare its own food by the process of photosynthesis. And this is why chloroplast is the cell organelle, which is known as the kitchen of the cell. Next, the metal which can be cut with a knife is. So, out of these options, which metals can be cut with a knife? Is it sodium and potassium, barium and calcium, sodium and mercury, or potassium and calcium? And the right answer here is sodium and potassium. Potassium and sodium have weak metallic bonding between the atoms. So therefore, due to the presence of weak metallic bonding, the alkali metals are soft and can be cut with a knife. Moving on. Transcription means the synthesis of. So what does synthesis mean? Well, in general, the term synthesis pertains to the creation of something. It is the process of combining two or more components to produce an entity. So what does transcription synthesize? Does it synthesize lipids, proteins, DNA, or RNA? And the right answer here is RNA. Transcription is the process of making an RNA copy of a gene sequence. This copy is called a messenger RNA molecule, which leaves the cell nucleus and enters the cytoplasm, where it directs the synthesis of protein, which it encodes. Moving on, an electrolyte is. So, what is an electrolyte? Is it a metal, a solution, a liquid that conducts current, or all of these? And the right answer here is a liquid that conducts current. Electrolytes are salts or molecules that ionize completely in solution. As a result, the electrolyte solutions readily conduct electricity. So on the flip side, non-electrolytes do not dissociate into ions in solution and therefore do not conduct electricity. Moving on. Lungs are located in. So where are lungs located in? Are they located in abdominal cavity, pericardial cavity, peritoneal cavity, or pleural cavity? And the right answer here is pleural cavity. The pleural cavity is a fluid-filled space that surrounds the lungs. It is found in the thorax, separating the lungs from its surrounding structures, such as the thoracic cage and intercostal spaces. Moving on. The electric lamp glows due to. So why does electric lamp glow? Is it due to the chemical effect, magnetic effect, heating effect, or none? And the right answer here is heating effect. When electric currents pass through a bulb, the filament of the bulb heats up to a high temperature. This is called the heating effect of current. The temperature is so high that it starts glowing. Moving on, each body segment of earthworm is called. So is it called proglotid, metamere, scolex, or rostelium? And the right answer here is metamere. Metamere is one of the similar body segments into which earthworms, crayfish, and similar animals are divided longitudinally. Next, distilled water is. So what is distilled water? Is it a poor conductor, a good conductor, both a poor and good conductor, or none? And the right answer here is poor conductor. Distilled water is a poor conductor of electricity because it does not contain any dissolved salts in it, which can provide its ions to conduct electricity. Next, the pollutants which move downwards with periclotin groundwater are called. So is it called lychates, pollutates, earthites, or percolates? And the right answer here is leachates or lychates. Lychates can be defined as a liquid that passes through or leaches through a landfill and is extracted or dissolved its suspended matter in it. Next, the force between two charged bodies is called. Is it called muscular force, gravitational force, magnetic force, or electrostatic force? And the right answer here is electrostatic force. Coulomb's law describes the electrostatic force acting between two charges. The force acts along the shortest line that joins the charges. It is repulsive if they both carry the same charge signs, and attractive if they carry the opposite signs or charges. Next, the human body's largest blood vessel is. So the largest blood vessel present in the human body is it the pulmonary artery, the aorta, the renal artery, or coronary artery? And the right answer here is aorta. The aorta is the largest blood vessel in the body. This artery is responsible for transporting oxygen-rich blood from your heart to the rest of your body. The aorta begins at the left ventricle of the heart, extending upwards into the chest to form an arc. Moving on, leaves or fruits fall on the ground due to. So why do leaves or fruits fall on the ground? Is it because of the magnetic force, the gravitational force, the electrostatic force, or the muscular force? And the right answer here is because of the gravitational force. It is said that Isaac Newton observed the gravitational force by observing a fruit, specifically an apple, falling to the ground. Next, which one of the following does not contain silver? Is it the German silver, the horn silver, ruby silver, or lunar caustic? And the right answer here is German silver. German silver or nickel silver has a color resembling silver, but in reality it is an alloy of chiefly copper, zinc, and nickel, and is occasionally found to contain trace amounts of tin and lead. It is also known for its toughness, hardness, and corrosion resistance. Next, chlorofluorocarbon is used in, and again, chlorofluorocarbon can also be denoted as. The chlorofluorocarbons are non-toxic, non-flammable chemicals containing amounts of carbon, chlorine, and fluorine. So where are chlorofluorocarbons used in? Are they used in refrigerators, air conditioners, perfume, or all of these options? And the right answer here is all. Chlorofluorocarbons are used in refrigerators, air conditioners, and perfumes. Moving on, which is a natural colloid? So before answering the question, we need to know what a colloid is. A colloid, as a mixture, is where one of the substance is split into very minute particles which are dispersed throughout a second substance. So which of these is a natural colloid? Is it sugarcane, blood, sodium chloride, or urea? And the right answer here is blood. Blood is a colloid because in blood, the blood cell size is between 1 nanometers to 100 nanometer. And in the mixture, one substance is divided into minute particles called colloidal particles and dispersed throughout a second substance. Moving on, cloning is a mode of. So what is the mode of cloning? Is cloning sexual reproduction, asexual reproduction, both sexual and asexual reproduction, or none? And the right answer here is asexual production. When you clone something or it naturally happens, for example, a cactus plant reproducing by cloning themselves, you just let the plant or whatever you're cloning grow by mitosis. By mitosis, the plant uses its DNA to build new cells. So cloning is not asexual reproduction because it does not involve two haploid cells. Next, in radio communication, the signals emitted by transmitting antenna are reflected on. So where are the signals reflected on? Is it reflected on stratosphere, ozonosphere, ionosphere, or troposphere? And the right answer here is ionosphere. The lower atmosphere is more or less transparent to radio waves. However, the ionosphere reflects back the radio waves. Thus, a signal emitted by an antenna from a certain place can be received at another place on the surface of Earth in two ways: ground wave propagation and sky wave propagation. Next, the animals that produce new young ones are known as. Are they known as oviparous or viviparous, or both, or none? So first of all, viviparous are animals that undergo internal fertilization and the embryo develops inside the mother until a young one is born, whereas oviparous is where the animal produces eggs but the eggs develop inside the mother and a live organism is born through the egg. So in this question, it's asking the animal that produces a new young one. And the right answer here would be viviparois. Next, the seat of intelligence is situated in. So which part of the brain controls the intelligence factor? Is it the cerebrum, the cerebellum, the medulla, or thalamus? And the right answer here is cerebellum. The cerebellum provides clues to the nature of human intelligence. It has long been recognized that cerebellum is involved in sensory motor function, including balance and timing of movement. But it is now believed that the cerebellum also plays an important role in higher level cognitive abilities, which contributes to intelligence. Last question of the day. Which is the largest planet in the solar system? So, which of these planets is the largest planet? Is it Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, or Saturn? And the right answer here is Jupiter. Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system, which is nearly 11 times the size of Earth and 317 times its mass. Jupiter, being the largest planet, gets its name from the king of ancient Roman gods. So that could also be another way you can remember the largest planet in our solar system, Jupiter. So we've come to the end of this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you found it informative, don't forget to like this video, comment down below, share it with your family, friends, classmates, and as per usual, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon. This way you will be notified when I post again. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, bye bye.